Hey, good morning, guys. Sean here, Burroughs Motivation. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here at the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button and make a comment. Let me know what you guys feel or what your thoughts were that came up as a result of this video. So, wanted to just share a couple things real quick this morning, and that was the thought of trying to find a shortcut. You know, so many times in life, we try to find shortcuts to different things and to accomplish different things faster or whatever. And I was thinking about it this morning, and you know, when you start to try to find a shortcut, it means that you want an easier solution to the challenge or to the problem. Many a times, the challenge is where we gain strength, you know, and if we hit the shortcut, if we try to take the shortcut, we sort of shortchange ourselves from not only the lesson, but also the blessing. You know, we become stronger through the fire. You know, as you put iron ore or iron into the fire, it moltens and it gets hot and it gets red hot. And if any outside forces come against it, it's probably going to catch on fire. But at the same time, it's not going to evaporate. You know, iron, iron, as you heat it, it gets stronger, you know, and then you cool it and quench it. And then that's when you really start to see see it take shape. And then in the hands of the right individual or in the hands of the right, skilled craftsman, you're able to prepare all kinds of different things, knives, forks, spoons, you know, car parts, whatever it might be, structures for buildings. You wouldn't have those structures for buildings that's going to take not only a bunch of weight and a bunch of wind and be able to withstand all the pressures of the construction process and then Mother Nature. If that steel beam had not gone through the fire, if you'd taken the shortcut and not used the right materials in order to create the foundation or create the steel, you know, if you try to shortcut the system even by just a little bit, it sort of negates everything that you go through. And I think of a lot of the time where I had the opportunity to shortcut the system or did shortcut the system. Actually, it's specifically when I was a project manager for Nextel years ago in their corporate office. And my biggest project that I worked on was the rebranding project. So it was when Nextel was transitioning from the burgundy and gray to the yellow and black. It was also the inaugural season for the Nextel sponsorship for Nextel, NASCAR sponsorship for Nextel. Anyways, and so going through that process, being a project manager, I had no formal training of it. So I was really shortcutting the system. And, you know, a lot of times we're put into situations with little to no knowledge or experience or anything, but it doesn't mean that you have to find that shortcut in order to be successful. You got to sometimes go through the battle. You got to sometimes go through the hard part in order to gain the knowledge and the wisdom. So what I gained from that was, they put me into that position with little to no experience. And halfway through the project, my manager at the time, Chris, wanted myself and a couple other facilities guys to go through the formal project management certification course. And as I was going through that process, it was an online course through Villanova, back when online courses were just really starting to take off. And I started looking at it and I'm like, whoa, if I would have known this beforehand, it would have made this, and this so much easier. Or realizing that I was doing things properly, as I was, going through and learning and making mistakes and just doing what I felt was the right thing to do. Not just what I knew was the right thing to do, because just going to school and getting a bunch of knowledge and stuff like that is nothing compared to actually going through the fire and learning it and putting that stuff that you've learned to test. So I would personally rather go the long route and do the things that I need to do in order to get to where I'm going. A lot of times, especially in the insurance world, it's really, really easy to see and get focused on the other people, the other partners, the other agents having killer success, and you're working your guts out and you're working your butt off, and you're trying and you're making calls and you're making appointments, and people not following up on their appointments. And you really get kind of discouraged. And there's really no need to get discouraged, because at the end of the day, you're running your race. You're doing what you need to do in order to get the success that you are needing or wanting. So you're running your own race. You're following your own path. And that's the biggest thing is I don't look at other people and say, oh, this is what I want. I want that. I want this. I want that. Because I don't know what they've gone through to get there. I would like the end result, but I know that at the end of the day, if I'm going to have that end result that they have, I've got to be willing to go through those sleepless nights, go through those, the pain, in order to, and I think of it also in the relationship world as I continue to gain information and for my book. And that is, you look at relationships long term, and a lot of people say they like to look at those relationships that have been together for 50, 60 years and stuff like that. And that is absolutely amazing. And some people are like, oh, we've never had an argument, or we've never done this and that. And it's like, yeah, you have, but you dealt with it properly, and for a lot of us now, unfortunately, divorce is kind of a common thing. And I've experienced more than my share. But at the same point, it's that in order to have that relationship last throughout those many years, you've got to be willing to deal with that much more crap. You're going to have to deal with the individual really disappointing you and really making you mad, and you really want to slap the hell out of them. But you don't, because it's not the right thing and it's not going to get you to your destination. But the thing that you have to be understanding of is the commitment, and the commitment that they have to each other, the commitment that they have to the process, and the commitment that they have to God. Not saying that those who have experienced divorce or shortcomings in their relationship were not committed to God, were not committed to the process. It's just for some reason or another, it didn't work out. So in the process, let's bring this all back, looking at not taking the shortcut. So in that process, in order to have that longevity in the relationship, you have to not be willing to take those shortcuts, or not be prone to take the shortcuts. You got to go in and pay the full price. You got to do what needs to be done, even when you don't want to do it. That's when you're going to actually see the results that you really want to see. So working out, same situation. Don't really want to do it, but in order to get the results that you want, you got to do the work. You're going to have to stretch yourself. You're going to have to push yourself. It's going to hurt. It's going to be painful. It's going to suck. You're not going to want to do it. You might even push yourself to the point where you're causing yourself physical harm. But with that being said, your determination that you get through that process, if your determination is that you're going to, you're going to win the strongest man in the world competition, or you're going to have the strongest relationship, or you're going to have the biggest business, there comes a certain amount of commitment, and that commitment is to the process. It's not a commitment to the shortcut. There is no shortcut. I say all the time that, my success that I've had through business did not come, it could not come easy. The secret to the success was my secret and my luck wore overalls. We worked, we grinded out, we still struggle, we still overcome things, but it's not a struggle like it used to be. You struggle, you reach the goal. You enjoy it, you move on. You struggle again, you reach the goal. You enjoy it, you move on. There's no shortcut. There's no, I'm going to, start and I'm going to yield the result next week. Not going to happen. Farmers will tell you that. Anybody in business will tell you that. Most people in business, they failed multiple different times. Have gone almost bankrupt, if not bankrupt, multiple different times on the way to having the success that they have, that they're living and experiencing at this very moment. Same here. Within my life, I've had multiple different, not just failures in life, but failures in business, failures in relationships, failures in jobs, failures in everything, but at the end of the day, I still get up, I still fight, I still press on. I realize the dream, enjoy the success for the moment and press on to the next step or the next level of hardship, because hardships are going to be there. There's no shortcut. There will be no shortcut. There ain't ever going to be a shortcut. So stop looking for the shortcut. The shortcut is doing the work. The shortcut is preparing yourself now for the storms that are ready to come. If you really want a shortcut, the shortcut is doing the work and preparing yourself, because the hard times are coming. The hard times are going to come, and they're always going to be there, but it all depends on the prep work that you've done to persevere. So there is no shortcut. There's a lot of hard work, but I know that if you're watching this video and you're listening to this video, you have what it takes in order to make it happen, to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. So again, thank you for visiting the channel. Thank you for listening to my words. Hopefully it's going to be able to inspire you to press on, to stop looking for the shortcuts, and to strive to be the best you that you can be. So again, thanks again for Burroughs Motivation. In order to be better, live better. In order to live better, do better. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.